Hey, what's good everyone? I'm Brian Sampson from Dunking with Wolves coming at you with a video breakdown here on the Minnesota Timberwolves' pace of play. In their recent game on Christmas night against the Los Angeles Lakers, the TNT crew who was broadcasting the game made this huge ordeal about how slow Minnesota goes, saying that they walk the ball up far too often and don't take advantage of transition opportunities that could lead to easy buckets, and also saying that they let the shot clock run down under 5 seconds far too often. And I think there's some very compelling reasons as to why Minnesota does that. So I'm going to dive into the film and show us exactly why Minnesota plays the way they do and to figure out if in fact they are playing too slow. Well, without further ado, let's dive in. The first thing to point out is Minnesota's offense isn't as slow as some people believe. Even though they aren't the fastest team in terms of pace, they do rank 20th in the NBA by averaging 98.19 possessions per game. However, it is true they do most of their damage in the half court. According to CleanTheGlass.com, they rank 5th in the NBA by averaging 111.7 points per 100 possessions played in the half court. Their transition offense gets a little trickier to dissect. Again, according to CleanTheGlass.com, they rank 10th in the league by adding 3.3 points per 100 possessions through transition. However, most of that comes off transition opportunities through steals instead of live rebounds. Off steals, they rank first by adding 2.6 points per 100 possessions. Compare that to off live rebounds where they rank 21st by adding 0.8 points. Also, notice the frequency rate here. The Wolves rank 24th by only pushing the ball 13.3% of the time and 27th in the NBA off live rebounds at 22.3% of the time. First, let's begin by looking at the Wolves pushing the ball off steals. Their defense does a great job of attacking like a shark when it smells blood in the water. After Tyus Jones gets the steal, Wiggins and Butler do a great job of getting out wide and opening up the passing lanes for the fast break. This allows Tyus to make that initial outlet pass to Wiggins, who then hits the streaking Butler for a dunk. This play is a great example of the awesome hustle by Jimmy Butler to get back down the floor for the slam. As soon as the ball ends up in Jeff Teague's hands, Butler is on the low block behind almost everyone on the play. However, he doesn't allow this to stop him as he simply out-hustles everyone down the floor and beats them for the easy bucket. This is why Tom Thibodeau and the rest of Minnesota is starting to love Jimmy Buckets. Here's another great hustle play by Butler and the big man Karl Anthony Towns. Barbecue chicken, baby! So now I all hope we have an understanding that their transition offense off steals is not an issue. Where the main worry comes from is their lack of urgency off live ball rebounds. In both of these examples that you'll see, Minnesota secures a rebound and subsequently has 4 to 5 players walking up the floor alongside the ball. This is part of the reason why they end 11.3% of their possessions with a shot attempted in the last 4 seconds of the shot clock, which is the 3rd highest percentage in the NBA. Even though there are plenty of examples of the Timberwolves walking the ball gingerly up the floor, I believe there are good reasons for this. The biggest being the amount of minutes played by our starters. If you're averaging 38 to 40 minutes a night, you need to find your rest somewhere. It's impossible to expect them to be running up and down the floor most possessions. This is their way of conserving energy throughout the game and ensuring they have enough to close during the 4th quarter. Again, I think it's a smart strategy by Minnesota to take their time. It's not as if they aren't taking good shots. They run their offense as soon as they move the ball up the floor, and most of these possessions end in pretty decent looks by the Timberwolves, which is ultimately the goal of every single possession. So I'm not sure that we as fans or analysts have much to complain about in this department. The other aspect I've picked up about Minnesota's transition offense is they are an opportunistic team. They won't push the ball just to push it, but if they have numbers or an opportunity to score, you best believe they will take advantage of that opportunity. Here, Teague pushes the ball up the middle off a rebound. As he's about to cross half court, he realizes the defense is scrambling to match up and Wiggins may have an opening. So he throws a pass ahead to Wiggins on the side of the floor, who then realizes he can attack the baseline and get a shot at the rim. Again, Teague is pushing the ball up the court after a nice outlet pass from Karl Anthony Towns. This time he's on the right side of the floor. The defense appears to have the lane walled off, but after a nice drag screen from Gibson, whose man wasn't ready for it and is now out of position, Teague is able to get right to the middle of the floor and lay the ball in for 2 points. This is why I'd call Minnesota's transition style opportunistic, and it's also why they sit close to the top of the league in transition efficiency. It's not always about running all the time, it's about running when it makes sense, and Minnesota can do that with the best of them. Well, there you have it. You can see that Minnesota has some very legit reasons as to why they play at the pace they do, and it turns out after all that they don't play as slow as the TNT crew would have led us to believe. And I think Tom Thibodeau does a great job with this team. They're sitting in 4th place in the Western Conference, and things are looking up for them. I look forward to hearing from you guys in the comments section. Feel free to leave me suggestions or ideas of future videos that you guys would like to see, as I'll try to get out at least 1 or 2 videos like this a week. I appreciate you guys checking in, and I hope you tune in next time.